and welcome to another game of Dota 2. We have got the Techlabs Cup Ukraine Kiev here. That means that these teams are live from Ukraine Kiev, and we have the loser bracket finals. One of these two teams is gonna be moving on to the grand finals to fight for $5,000, because that's the first prize, with the second prize being $3,000. And the loser of this match, which will be the third place, will be getting $1,500. We'll see if Power Rangers or RoX is going to be the ones to take that home, and which one will be moving forward. Of course, with me is RoX.KIS, who is my co-cast, and on top of that, he's also going to be the one to bring you the grand finals later on today. So make sure you check out his stream later on when the grand finals are actually happening, which, by the way, will be on stage, and will be a best of 3, and these are all best of 1s. Welcome back, RoX.KIS.
Good to be back.
No Centaur ban. I was kind of expecting it at some point.
Yeah, I mean, RoX have played it in both of their games thus far in this tournament, so there's probably a good chance they're going to pick it again. They have the opportunity right now, if they want to go for that, but they're going to just go for the RoX.KIS Knight combo instead. So there's that. Yeah,
Power Rangers did pick up a Weaver fairly early on, so that's going to be at least a counter towards the Centaur, should he be indeed picked up still, even after the second banning phase. We did have a ban banned out, as well as the Bear Rider, the OD, and a Darkseer. Kind of surprised Darkseer got banned out here, as we've seen him picked up in the second picking phase so far. Meaning he didn't get picked nor banned in the first picking nor banning phase until this moment. Centaur actually gets banned out by RoX themselves, which is nice to note. And indeed, the IO and the Chaos Knight, I mean, that's already very strong on the side of RoX.
Yeah, RoX have a very strong lineup, but Power Rangers lineup isn't really weak at all either at this point in the game, with Naga and Weaver both being picked up. Those are both heroes that we see get played a ton, and they usually work out pretty well for the teams picking them up. We'll see exactly what they're going to want to do with Chaos Knight in this particular game. We've seen that run in any number of ways, whether it's like dual lane mid, safe in a dual lane, or even a tri-lane, and then even aggressive tri-lanes from time to time. It's definitely a potent combination, though, and if you can make it work, it's really difficult to beat just those two running around the map, constantly ganking you and putting the pressure on.
For sure. We've got a Puck band, a Gyrocopter and a Chen. I mean, I'm kind of missing the support bands on the side of RoX, considering Naga Siren normally runs with another support. I mean, for example, Visage is still in the pool. On the same at the same time, they could still pick up a jungle hero as well. It's all up for grabs. I'm kind of thinking what other hero can Goblik throw at us, because this is really standard. What can he do?
I mean, there are tons of heroes that they could pick up that are sort of not standard. We still could see Troll.
True.
Troll or Elder Titan. Those are heroes that were just added to captain's mode, so we could see those very easily. I don't know exactly how they would want to run Troll with this particular lineup, but they could do it.
They go for Nature's Prophet. Nature's Prophet, who has been picked up, I believe, once this tournament, but has been kind of ignored otherwise. We got banned out a couple of times, to be fair. Nature's Prophet, strong hero, fits into all kinds of lineups as well, and therefore will probably be on the off lane / jungle. Fairly standard as well for that one. IOCK most likely on the safe lane. Still need a mid hero for G to play, as he doesn't really... I'm gonna assume that they're gonna pick up a Queen of Pain or something, or a TA for him in this game. Power Rangers also need their mid hero still, though, but they did pick up a support, so they pick up a Shadow Demon, which is kind of surprising to me, because Shadow Demon doesn't really have any great synergy together with the Naga Siren. They both kind of do the same, able to lock someone in position, disruption or ensnare use for that one, but there it makes more sense. Hello, Kunkka, Shadow Demon dual lane, maybe in the mid lane. Will be a fun one to watch. Of course, disruption followed up by a torrent is pretty damn strong.
Yeah, obviously Shadow Demon and Kunkka is probably what they're going to want to lane together, but they could also lane it apart and just utilize it later on in the game once the heroes start grouping up for team fights and Kunkka wants to get involved with all of those spells that he has that are very powerful in team fight. So we'll see exactly if that's what they're doing. Maybe they're expecting the Wisp CK mid, and they're picking Shadow Demon Kunkka as sort of a counter to that. That's what they want to go with. I think they'll be able to win the lane that way. It's certainly possible. Both of those lanes are very strong. I kind of favor, I think, Shadow Demon Kunkka just because they have better harass than the Wisp CK most of the time. And of course, Disruption is just such a powerful spell.
Very true, especially if there's going to be a 4-second stun. I mean, you don't always need to use it aggressive, but defensively up against the Chaos Knight is very strong. The person that's getting stunned will be saved by the Shadow Demon. Let's see what RoX is gonna pick up. Maybe they're gonna already reveal what they're gonna run mid, if it is indeed the IO Chaos Knight, or if they're gonna run something else mid. Or do you think they're gonna run IO Chaos Knight mid as a reply to the Shadow Demon Kunkka? Or are they gonna try and dodge it with someone else?
I'm not really sure what they're gonna do with it yet. I kind of think they won't want to really face that lane. But if that's what RoX's plan was thus far with this lineup, it's not really a reason to just completely abandon it now. You have to fight over that lane a lot more than maybe they were expecting otherwise if they were just hoping they'd pick a traditional mid hero and then they would shut it down completely. They still have options, and I'm sure GoBlack knows what he's doing, and it's going to do something at least somewhat interesting. Bane, though, pretty standard.
Yeah, he'll play that himself and also set up Disabler.
I like how sad you sound when you're like, oh yeah, he picked something basic.
I guess I'm really expecting a troll or, you know, or Elder Titan or something spectacular. Huskar, it can't be picked, I know. Still.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Elder Titan getting picked up. I just want to see how he gets running competitive, I guess. I heard like he was a big hero in Dota 1, but I don't know. Not really seeing a lot of him.
Not at all. Not at all indeed. We have the Queen of Pain ban out. That would still be a mid hero that can take on the Shadow Demon and the Kunkka, I think, fairly okay-ish. Timbersaw is the last ban for RoX, as we've seen Timbersaw quite a few times earlier today in off lanes, mostly. And we'll see what power range we'll have in the last pick. That will kind of reveal about what they're going to be doing. I mean, in theory, we could have Weaver offlane, aggressive trial with Kunkka, Shadow Demon, Naga, Siren, Weaver safe lane, and still a mid hero. I mean, they have a lot of options with the heroes they have so far. 2 dual lanes, solo lane, Kunkka, trial lane with the Weaver, which won't be that ideal. I still want to keep Shadow Demon and Kunkka together, but it's not really needed. Doom.
Okay, well, Doom wasn't really what I was expecting to see here. They could run that in a variety of ways as well, whether it's mid, jungling, safe lane farm even, if they want to send just Weaver to the off lane at that point. So there's a lot of options from this lineup from Power Rangers where they can move their heroes around and try and get the best lanes they can, the best matchups in the lanes that they can. And it can be very reactionary. With Nature's Prophet on the side of RoX, though, he's not really the best in lane, no matter where you put him. So they're probably going to have at least a little bit of advantage in whatever he ends up, even if that's just the jungle.
I've seen Doom 4 times Saturday night.
4 times.
4
That's
times
a lot of
in a row, but on the same team. They ran almost the same lineup 4 times in a row. They won with it as well. It's a team that ended up joining Starladder, Dusa. They ran Doom 4 times in combination with the Nature's Prophet though, so this is going to be a little bit different. But still, I'm not too excited about seeing Doom, and we're not as excited as I would have been if he wasn't picked up 4 times in a row on Thursday. But I'm even less excited by the Alchemist because it's just also standard by RoX. Now, RoX was the first team that I saw taking on an Alchemist solo mid. However, that was with an entirely different lineup, unfortunately for us. So we'll see how they're going to run things here and who is going to be going where. I mean, in theory, we could see still a Bane mid, right? Yeah, right? Maybe? No?
Almost no way at all. There's like no way they run Bane mid.
Ruin my dreams.
I don't even know how else they would lane this if they ran Bane mid, like solo Alchemist bottom, and then like aggressive dual lane with Chaos Knight. That sounds terrible, to be honest. Because there's nowhere to put Alchemist if you run the Bane mid.
Yeah, Alchemist is already picked up by G though, so that's probably going to be our mid lane hero. But we do have some disconnect and a pause, so we will probably have bit of a break. Well, surprise, that's what the pause is for. But I'm kind of scared that there will be swaps. I'm hoping that there won't be, because this way we're still going to see something new. I would really like to see something new.
Which team do you want to go over?
Well, I'll go over the only team that we're actually knowing who's playing what, because it's Power Rangers on the dire side. We have ZXC playing the Kunkka, that kind of says that he is going to be going into that mid lane. Cheshire Cat will play the Doom. Normally he plays an offlaner. I'm kind of thinking maybe he wants to play a solo safe lane and then have a tri lane still, or dual lane on the bottom lane. But we'll see. We have got Finchka playing the Shadow Demon. J4 will be playing the Naga Siren, and Moon will be on the Weaver. So it's it's kind of up for grabs. They have got some solid lane potentials, but we don't really know yet where exactly people are gonna go.
Yeah, we can't just assume just by the players necessarily exactly what they're going to end up doing in this particular game. We'll see how long it takes for RoX to get back in it, since Tron disconnected during the draft. But yeah, it's I don't even know if I should guess at it.
Yeah.
If they want to send Kunkka Shadow Demon mid, I think it's probably going to be Doom mid, or off lane Weaver, or even safe lane Weaver with the aggressive tri lane. Is also possible.
Well, now that they know that they're up against, or now that they think that they're up against an Alchemist solo mid, Doom mid is not even that bad of a choice.
Yeah, but I guess they can do it now, but during the draft they didn't know Alchemist was going to go mid. So maybe once the RoX saw the Doom pick, they assumed that they knew Alchemist was a free pick for them to go mid, because they can just have two big strength melee heroes that are just going to try and farm next to each other.
Well, then we'll tell. We have a disconnect coming off from Tron, so that's what we're waiting for. And I believe the disconnect is so important, and you know, you have all these people that want to check out what's going on, so that everybody has probably got up from their computers and tried to help Tron right now, because it is a LAN event. These teams are live from Kiev, Ukraine, of course. That's where they're at. And it is, of course, Techlabs that you are watching. It is the loser bracket final, so the winner of this match will be in the grand finals up against a team that won the winners bracket finals. And yes, I do try not to spoil that match just yet. Also, of course, something that I want to point out is that the winner or the grand finals will be played on stage, and these are games that are not played on stage. So Dota 2 has to wait until the other games are ready. Like, there's a schedule. Official starting time for the grand finals is 17:40 CEST time. Now, bear in mind that, like I said, it is a LAN event, so delays could happen, and we might be having therefore a little bit of a later grand finals. But one thing that you should know for sure is that you can't be watching it here, because you're watching it on twitch.tv/Kanazta, because that is where the grand finals will be streamed at. As here will be Starladder, but I would suggest you still watch the grand finals of Techlabs, because it should be a great one, and especially, like, regardless of which one of these two teams is going through, I'm really interested. Like, the grand finalists right now, looking very strong. The downside is that the team is no longer together, not completely anyway. I guess it goes for a lot of these teams.
Yeah, they're kind of all just mixes of, I guess, whoever they could get to come to the LAN. Like, they're players from the new Virtus Pro on multiple teams.
Yep.
In this tournament, which is really strange.
Hey, it was 2 versus 1 earlier today, right?
Yeah,
and
in the last
one
match.
The 1-1.
Yeah, he did.
He did. So otherwise there wouldn't be 2 people from the new Virtus Pro sitting on this RoX.KIS lineup right now. Of course, a fairly put together team. I mean, RoX so far has only got 2 official members, with Tron being a semi-official member. We don't know yet who is gonna be the other 2 members of their team, but G, of course, formerly known for LTD International, and Goblak from Quantic, former Quantic, are standing in. And of course, both G and Goblak right now in Virtus Pro. And we have a go signal. Reconnects are here. Pauses are gonna be over. There we go. Awesome. So we're finally gonna have some answers in terms of who's gonna lane where. Is it gonna be an aggressive trail? Oh, everybody's gonna go bottom. Fun!
5-man bottom strat. Push down towers.
Yep. We'll make it happen, Io. Pause the game. Another pause. Another one coming from RoX as well. But we do have items now up for BTZ. He looks to be going middle. That's at least some kind of answer that we have right now. And that means that G will be farming on the bottom lane. Well, that's a shame then. And Goblak will just playing as Bane, no surprise there. Just waiting on Tron to pick up his hero. Which was a... What was it again?
It was Nature's Prophet.
Nature's Prophet. We have such a good memory.
I was like, support, mid, carry, offlane, so it's Nature's Prophet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Tron having a lot of computer issues, I guess. There was someone in the last game that had a problem too, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning.
I'm not entirely sure who it was. It wasn't RoX though. RoX was on the dire side previous game, right? Were they not? They were not.
No, RoX was on the dire side. It was TTD on the Radiant last game.
No, it was TTD that had an issue, also on the Radiant side, I think.
The Radiant side's cursed.
Yes.
Makes sense. It's the only possible explanation.
Yep, the only one I will accept. 4 versus 5. Yeah, that's our Dota game right now. 4 versus 5. No, we're waiting for the 5th to pick up his hero and make his way back to his computer. Maybe he tripped and fell on his way back to his computer. He can't get up like a turtle.
He tripped and fell.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That would
why
be pretty embarrassing. Like he like sprained his wrist or something, and now he can't play.
Yeah, that would work out. Someone from the audience is sure to help out. Someone that's playing League of Legends. Of course, that's why you see a Riot icon coming around the overlay sometimes, by the way, because Techlabs doesn't only host Dota 2, they host League of Legends, CSGO, and a couple of other games, including StarCraft actually as well. And Riot has sponsored them, so that's why they show the Riot logo. Hell yeah. That's why we show the Riot logo.
And that's why people complain about the Riot logo.
Yep. I tried to cover it with the Valve logo in the static overlay, but figured, you know, that's probably not something that the admins are going to be happy about.
Just like open up the GIF and edit it so it says Valve where it's Riot's supposed to be. It's like, no, that's what it was like when you gave it to me.
Yeah,
I didn't do it.
That's a shame. I already commented on it to him when I got it. It's like, wait, what? Yeah, that's why we show Riot logos in Dota games. Techlabs. Techlabs, 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 Techlabs. Wow, that's a pretty hard word to say like after each other. One thing, of course, for Techlabs is that all these one-day tournaments, which they are, and they are like, there's like 4 or 5 per year or something like that in different locations across CIS, the Commonwealth of Independent States, is that at the end of that, everybody that wins qualifies for the LAN in Moscow in Russia at the last event. And right now, I mean, this is a $10,000 prize pool for a one-day event. I believe that for the big LAN, it's even more.
I mean, you would have to imagine if one of the like qualifier-esque events is a $10,000 event, then the main event should be much bigger.
Yeah. Oh, can they find the Bane? Hello, Go Black. Oh, whoa! Hello, people. Disrupt the target. Oh my God. There's a disruption at least. They picked up someone else. It is G. The Torrent is there, but the Alchemist is one of the more tanky ones. Maybe it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He'll go down. That's first blood going to J4. Well, at least they got someone. For a moment I was scared that they weren't going to get anybody of that and just would flame the Shadow Demon for not being able to catch the Bane right there.
Yeah, I'm surprised G got caught out. There was really no reason for him to still be there. It's not like the Bane didn't spot out the entire enemy team. But yeah, First Blood goes the way of Power Rangers in the enemy jungle, so that's very good for them. And it's even on their solo mid, not just like a support, like we often see First Bloods like that occur on. Or I guess it's not solo mid? Is he bottom? BZZ's in the mid lane right now.
Yep, BZZ will be on the mid lane. And will be supported by the IO, who's now countering the small camp, counter-warding the small camp. That was warded for him. But he should be having an okay lane. We don't have the Shadow Demon here though. Shadow Demon is actually he is. Hello. He's sitting right behind him, my bad. We do have a dual lane bottom, so that means that Weaver and Nagasai will be on the dual lane, and a solo lane for Cheshire Cat up against the Nature's Prophet should be an okay lane for him. And I think for now, all lanes are fairly even. I mean, we've got just dual lane up against solo lane.
Yeah, so all the lanes are just kind of even in terms of the heroes that are in them right now, which is somewhat surprising. We don't often see the 2-2-1 lanes, where dual lane mid, this is like real old school Dota when we got played like that. But I don't know who this really necessarily favors. Mid lane, I think Power Rangers have a little bit of an advantage, especially with the First Blood going their way. They just had a little more experience and gold on their side. But I think their combination's also a little bit stronger. Uh, Bottom lane, it could go either way, I think, very easily. There's not really a good stun on either side. They have the Nightmare to sort of set up for the Alchemist concoction if he puts points into it. And he's already grabbed at least 1 point, so I guess we'll see what happens. There's a lot of farming that's going to be going on, and a lot of farming being contested since we're actually even in every lane.
Yeah, well, all lanes actually, apart from the top lane, have a pretty good killing potential, I'd say. We'll see who is going to be getting ahead at the end of the day. That will be the question. Doom is getting harassed here a lot, though. Nature's Prophet getting slightly ahead here. Tron sitting on 9 for 2, with Cheshire Cat sitting on 8 for 0. I mean, last hits in these even laning situations are going to be all the more important, especially since one level of Goblin's Greed already picked up by G. 7 for 0 for him, with Moon sitting on 7 for 3, so even on last hits. ZXC sitting on 8 for 3, while we have got BCC sitting on 6 for 1, so slightly ahead for ZXC in the mid lane. But anyway, you already said during the draft that Shadow Demon Kunkka should be getting slightly ahead compared to the IO-CK combination.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. They're coming out ahead at least a little bit for now, but everything's just kind of trading. I think one of the big things is
Nightmare up on the Weaver. It looks like J4 is about to go down. One more hit needed. Can G actually catch up? Stick charge is being used. Running for his life. He is actually faster. It is the Bane that goes down still. Weaver able to catch him. There goes the kill as well. But a 1-for-1 trade. Support for support. Weaver that was nightmare was able to kill his aggressor by himself. So the bottom lane is the one with the most aggression. I say that, and we see that Shadow Demon has rotated top. The disruption is still there if he wants to have it. He also has a soul catcher. He doesn't actually... Yeah, he does. And there goes the soul catcher as well. And he's gonna try to kill him. The block is there. He can't escape. Nicely done. Tron will die. That is gonna be another kill added to the board for Power Rangers. Very nicely done. As we do have a torrent up on Yol who gets arrested a little bit by a tower, but doesn't reward into a kill. ZXC, the one to be forced back to base. And oh my god, action happening all over the map on all 3 lanes at the same time. And it's hard to keep up.
Yeah, that's what happens when every lane is just an even matchup, and now we have Nature's Prophet porting back towards the top lane. He's gonna get the Courier.
Courier very slow with that empty bottle. You'd think that it might have been better to just drop the bottle and just fly away?
I think then you lose the Courier and the bottle.
Okay, fair enough.
Cheshire Cat's chasing down Tron though in the top lane. He used the Doom. He should be able to get this kill. It's just a matter of how much harass he's going to take for it.
Boom. There he is. There we go. Cheshire Cat level 7 now with that kill. And we still have level 5 up on the Nature's Prophet. For Nature's Prophet, it doesn't matter much if he gets behind though. He'll get back up on his feet with the Hand of Midas. The only upside for, or the downside for RoX would be that Doom is indeed getting the levels and the kills as well. Or at least 1 assist, 1 kill so far, both on the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, well, Nature's Prophet can catch up, like you said, with that Hand of Midas, but he's not even close to it. He's going for Phase Boots before it anyways. Doom actually picked up Arcane Boots. Not something that's particularly common. It does help with his mana issues, and that's often one of his biggest sort of hold back points in these lanes. He runs out of mana, so you can't keep using Devourer, and Scorched Earth just stay alive forever.
Kunkka in some trouble. They realized that the Shadow Demon wasn't there. And they come in now with the haste rune though. J4 teleported as well. They still find the disruption and the soul catcher up on Yol. Torrent will hit as well. In comes the Riptide, and there is the kill. It is the Shadow Demon that gets it. And that's what you get for trying to kill off the mid laner of Power Rangers. You get teleports, you get a haste rune in your face, and you get a dead IO. Oh, and a dead Nature's Prophet again. But this time Cheshire Cat might actually die. Still has some region. Yeah, there he goes. Nice block from the Treants helping out. Making sure he kept in tower range for a little while longer. And just made the difference. So 1-for-1 trade in the top lane in the end.
Yeah, but Doom still got the kill first. So he's going to get the experience. Nature's Prophet doesn't. That's still an advantage for him. Probably would have preferred not dying, obviously. But still comes out a little bit ahead. And that's a lane that's not going well at all for RoX.KIS right now. I'm interested to see exactly what they're going to try and do to move it around, or just maybe Nature's Prophet abandons. Like, probably doesn't seem likely, because you don't want to just completely leave this Doom alone so he can carry.
Yeah, in the meantime we had G thinking he was in trouble, so he popped the stun. Realizing he couldn't throw it out anymore. Stunned himself, instantly got Nightmare just in case
Doom
there
in the
was a
top
Nightmare.
lane.
Oh, Doom has doomed the Nature's Prophet. That should be another kill.
The funny thing is, if he had phase boots, he'd just be able to not. He wouldn't have died at the tower,
Yeah.
and he would have been able to get that kill much more easily.
Yeah.
Someone had told
His
me
mana
that
boots
the
kind of
new
help though with the shockwave.
Yeah.
It costs mana. Yeah.
definitely, and someone is saying that the new build on Doom is arcane into mech. I'm willing to believe that's the case.
Okay. Godlike will go down in the meantime. Getting a gang top here. Shadow Demon and Kunkka coming to help out, and actually there comes a counter gang because in comes CK and Io. Then look for ZXC. He will be a good target. They find a reality rift on him, stun him up. 2 seconds, it should be enough. One more hit needed. The Spirit's helping out. Io gets a kill in the meantime. Alchemist goes down the bottom lane still though. But maybe, oh, nice block. Naga Siren completely locked in with Trias right now. Cannot move. Tron will come in to kill him off as Shadow Demon goes down as well. So 2 supports getting taken down as Tron will TP himself out. So in the end, 3 kills go on the way of RoX.KIS, and they only get an Alchemist in return on the side of Power Rangers.
Yeah, things definitely went pretty well there for RoX.KIS. They were able to get a lot of kills. And they lost G on the Alchemist, which is kind of unfortunate. They want G to be actually farming. He's struggled quite a bit in that bottom lane. Only really finished phase boots, and he went for a Greevil's Greed build. Only 2 points. Managed to grab a 3rd point in Unstable Concoction instead of a 3rd in Greed now. But when you're committing to Greed, you want to be able to actually farm. Otherwise, you're not really being particularly efficient with your skill points.
Well, this Alchemist, he's still 2nd on net worth, but compared to the Doom, he is not farming well enough. Of course, Doom has Devour as well, gives him some extra gold, which is nice and all. And he is indeed going for the mechanism, as the person in chat indeed called out correctly. So he will have an early mech for his team, and he will also have some supports incoming, actually. It looks like they might want to try and take down the tier 1 tower on the top lane. Perhaps, because nobody is gonna come in to kill the Doom. Maybe that was lightly... it's a single pool. They won't get it. Actually, they will get some. Well, perhaps they get a nice push going. Who knows if they are successful. We do have Io sitting at level 6 though, and that might mean some more aggression coming off from RoX.KIS right now.
Choking. Okay, yeah, there's... I started coughing all of a sudden. So it's... Rocks are setting up in this Radiant jungle. I don't know why they're just kind of hanging out if they want to go for the ult with Wisp. It's off cooldown now, but he's really low on... Oh, he has a regen rune bottled. So that explains it. It looks like they want to set up somewhere, but the only people they can really see on the map are top lane, and there's several up there, which makes that not the particularly best gank target. Bottom lane, of course, is Weaver. He's not super easy either. It's probably they're looking for Kunkka, but ZXC currently is just hiding behind his tower, maybe aware that Chaos Knight Whisper missing.
Yeah, they go for Moon perhaps. I mean, they do have Dust on the Chaos Knight, so they should be able to go. Yeah, they're really debating, like, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? And they go for Moon. The Dust is there, Reality Rift is there as well as the Sun. 3 seconds is what it takes, and the Nature's Prophet will take the last hit with its ultimate. In comes Nature's Prophet also on the bottom lane to try and take down the tower. Tier 1 tower on the top lane will die as well. Godlike will try to stop it. Gets a Nightmare off, but I think he'll die. Relocate coming in. Godlike gonna get some help. It is J4 that they want to go for. 4-second stun helping out, and that is gonna be one Naga Siren dead. In comes a Boto. ZXC Tether stunned up right now. Disruption will hold BCZ in for a little while longer as the Shadow Demon is in way over his head. Will go down, but at least he'll take the Chaos Knight with him. And now G is on the run. Is there going to be another tour in 6 seconds before it's up again? It doesn't matter. The stomp was there from Cheshire Cat. The stun also there from G. One more hit is all it takes. Looking for the splash. Gets the splash as well. Double kill. It is Cheshire Cat that gets the double kill in the end. Mechanism helping out for sure. Tower dies on both sides. Actually not the case because the tier 1 tower on the bottom lane survives.
Yeah, Rocks rotate everyone towards that top lane to try and survive, defend their tower as well as save their ally. And now Tron is coming in here. Looks like Goblock wants to be close as well. He has the Fiend's Grip, but he can't quite get in range, unfortunately. So Cheshire Cat is going to be able to just walk away on the Doom. I think that fight could have gone better if Doom and Kunkka hadn't backed off as early as they had. I think Shadow Demon might have just survived, and they would have been able to get those kills.
Yeah.
But they went back and then realized Shadow Demon's surviving a lot longer than maybe they expected. Reinitiated.
Mid lane. The stun actually got dodged somehow. Invisibility rune making a sure it got dodged nicely timed, but the Kunkka still dies. Boat doesn't do anything anymore. Chaos Knight with the kill. 4 heroes here in the mid lane for RoX.KIS. Power Rangers, they probably need to rotate fairly soon if they want to save their tier 1 tower. They should be able to take it down unless people come in and they actually see Shadow Demon. They have a ward there. Shadow Demon, you're dead. You're so gone. 7 seconds, or level 7 he is. Getting disrupted by himself. Demonic Purge will still try to help out. 3 seconds set up an FNG. Nobody dies just yet apart from the Weaver. Taken down by the IO who came in to try and help. Well, gets death for his troubles. BZZ will get picked up. Dominating Doom right now. It's not over just yet, but Shadow Demon is not going to chase and nobody else is able to. So that's going to be the end of that one. A 1-for-1 trade in the end. Actually 1-for-2 if we still count the Kunkka. But that's Chaos Knight dead for the 2nd time this game. And I think that's the one that Power Ranger definitely needed to take down because he was starting to get quite comfortable in his current state. Nice song. Setting up for 3 kills potentially. In comes the Torrent. We'll be up on 2 way too early. Or way too slow on the song cancel. Or too early on the Torrent. Joel will end up going down. Disruption will go on the Alchemist, who's still able to land his stun though, but is now trying to run away. Gets himself ensnared. In comes BZZ as well. 4-second stun up on Cheshire Cat. Still have the Alchemist going down, but BZZ is gonna make it worthwhile. Perhaps he can do it. Goblak getting doomed up, getting killed off. Cheshire Cat still alive, turns around for a double kill. Of course he can. And snare another one up on BZZ. In comes the Sprout trying to help out. Tron, you shouldn't have stuck around. You might be going down. 1 hit, a splash. ZXC does it. It's a team wipe. It's 10-18. Power Rangers are getting so far ahead right now. It is going to be trouble for RoX.KIS to try and get back into this game. And this Doom is quite fat.
Yeah, and there were a lot of really small plays in that fight, or just things that went the way of Power Rangers. For example, Alchemist stuns Doom, and a melee creep blocks Alchemist's path to Doom through the forest. So he just can't get close to him, and Doom survives a lot longer than he should have, gets stunned for a long time, but with that mech, with the Scorched Earth, he just regens up, is able to stay in the fight. Now he's picked up a Vlad's as well. This guy is getting pretty tanky. He has a lot more armor than many Dooms, and he's kind of filling a role similar to what a Darkseer typically does, except he has a lot of farm when Darkseers don't always get so much farm early.
Now look at the difference between the Doom and the Nature's Prophet. Ooh, tether away. Right you are. But the Nature's Prophet is the highest net worth hero on the side of RoX.KIS. He's sitting on 3.8k gold. Power Rangers have got 2 that are higher than that. In comes the Disruption. Wait a second, up on the CK. Should be able to get himself away. Gets torn to steal though. Might actually go down. In comes the Tether. Try and help out. X mark the spot though. Back you go. And down he goes as well. IO will come back. There is still a Bane around here as well. They'll try to take him down though. In comes the boat. Slightly too early, I believe. Yep. There comes Joel. He tries to tether himself away. Should be successful in that one. Gets an Urn Charge actually, but a favorable Urn Charge to counter the aggressive Urn Charge. Still the CK dies. Well, I forgot my train of thought what I was gonna say earlier. It's just...
Yeah, when they do silly things and get themselves killed, it's hard to remember what you're saying. And now with G being doomed.
Yeah, nice Sprout.
Looks like that Doom's not gonna do anything.
Oh, in the meantime, in the mid lane, something happening there for sure. Goblak locked in and will get taken down, or will he? Still alive for now. The Bug's still there. Gets an Urn Charge though. Should be able to stay alive for now, as Weaver is the one to go down instead. CK goes for 2 seconds stun up on the Shadow Demon, gets ensnared, but Shadow Demon is still standing right next to him. Nice Disruption, doesn't matter. Spirits kill him off. Yul with another kill. TP out from J4. That's 2 kills that RoX take in return. And of course, I mean, I just said that I don't know what RoX.KIS is gonna do in this game since they're so far behind. Well, if they can just take these kind of kills, if Power Rangers is gonna split up this way and just sits with a couple of supports in the mid lane next to the tier 3, well then it's fairly easy for RoX.KIS to take it back.
Yeah, Power Rangers need to back once Doom teleported out. He's a large portion of their teamfight presence right now, especially with Doom off cooldown. He went bottom, and it makes sense for him to do so. He wanted to go and stop any sort of split pushing, as well as prevent the Alchemist from getting any farm. So I can understand why he would port out, but really his teammates all had to also leave at that point, and they just stuck around a little too long.
Now we do have Tron making a mechanism for his team, realizing that he is indeed the one to be forced to make it. Because both Io and Bane are not going to get enough gold for it anytime soon. And if there's going to be fights like this that go on for so long, you need your mechanism to help keep yourself up, especially since your opponent team already has the mechanism. Tower getting defended by some TPs. In comes the song as well. That's an Io and a Chaos Knight caught And the torrent hitting too early once again. In comes a Phantasm. Boat doesn't hit. Yul getting ensnared, getting taken down. That's a 3 seconds up on ZXC. Will he be stopped from chasing down BZZ? Can they get another ensnare up on him to 3 seconds before they can get it down? In comes also the Bane though, should he be needed. 2 seconds stun, no ensnare for now, but there's the Demonic Purge and the Torrent and the kill. Weaver with the last hit, and Bane knowing that he can't help anymore. Maybe they can get something in return, like a tier 1 tower on the top lane, but Tron has to back off already, and now he's actually in some trouble right now. He can't TP himself out unless there's gonna be a disruption. There is a disruption. No TP for you, and that's gonna be one dead. Tron as well. 3 kills all over the board. Power Rangers, they're just fight upon fight upon fight. Who cares about farm if you can farm heroes?
Yeah, I mean, they're doing a very good job of putting this pressure constantly on RoX.KIS, and RoX are giving up a lot of kills that maybe they shouldn't necessarily be doing. But one slightly good thing is G is starting to come back in terms of farm. He's almost got a Shadow Blade finished. It's obviously a very late Shadow Blade, especially considering he put a couple points in Grievel's Greed early. But he's starting to at least find some farm on the map. He's almost caught up with the Weaver at this point. Nowhere near the Doom level of farm, but Doom didn't really go for a carry build, so we can see if he gets back into this as the game goes on.
We do have a tier 2 tower dropped. Only 1 tier 2 tower left standing on the side of RoX.KIS. With only 1 tower taken down, now 2 towers taken down in total on the side of Power Rangers, by Nature's Prophet just sniped a tier 1 tower on the top lane that was fairly low. But he is needed in his base. I mean, there's no fortification on the side of RoX.KIS. This tier 3 tower is dropping. It might not be as fast as we've seen earlier today, but it's dropping nonetheless. RoX.KIS need to fight. They know that. The Reality Rift in. Get the Shadow Demon. That's gonna be 1 dead Shadow Demon. In comes the Torrent and the boat though. Down goes the Alchemist, down goes the Chaos Knight. That's the 2 core heroes dead on the side of RoX.KIS. Godlike tries a Fiend Script, but who is he Fiend Scripting for? Nobody to do the damage. Buyback on the 2 cores. Now they have to run. Now Power Rangers have to get out. But can they actually do that? No, they can't. Cheshire Cat, Reality Rifted in comes the Ensnare. Cheshire Cat gets sprouted up. Tries to get himself away, perhaps. Reality Rift again, though. Gets stunned up and killed off now for real. Looking for another one. J4 tries to TP out. No such luck. 4 second stun to stop him from doing just that. Weaver gets himself out. And also Kunga gets himself out, but we did have the 2 cores dying. I mean, that was a perfectly potent Torrent, and that's just G and BZ just, they just dropped.
Yeah, they dealt a lot of damage very quickly, were able to take those heroes down, and they almost got tier 3 down. It has 10 HP. You can't even see the health bar if you look at it. So they'll definitely be going down. They should probably just deny it at this point to try and get rid of the gold, and there's actually pings on it, because that's not even going to defend against a couple creeps with 10 HP on it. So they stalled the push though. It ends up being kind of a trade, but there were buybacks that had to come out from RoX, and that cost them, especially when they're behind. It's one of those flustered, have to defend your base because otherwise you lose the game, but you commit a lot to it. They were successful, but they committed a lot to it.
Yeah, let's see if we can see Power Rangers trying to do the same thing again. I wouldn't put it past them to just try to steamroll through this and, trying to bump their heads against the wall until it breaks. And hopefully, of course, for RoX.KIS, it doesn't break and it only gets stronger with time. If they can force Power Rangers back a couple of times, they will be put back into this game. And for now, actually, they're only 5k gold behind. Experience-wise, only 5k experience behind. And that's actually not that much considering the way the game feels. And considering there are actually so many towers in favor of Power Rangers at the moment, even though right now it's only 1, actually.
Yeah, it's Power Rangers have been putting the aggression on farming heroes, as you put it earlier. But they're not farming a lot. And that does come back to bite you if you end up not actually succeeding in taking down the buildings very quickly. They almost got that tier 3 down, and that probably would have been a lot better for them. But it does still stand, and they're going to have to make another push towards it just to even try and take that lane. They can't commit to...
Sorry.
Yeah, they can't commit too much more time to it if they're not going to farm, because it's going to get really tough for them.
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past them to try and, just send a smoked hero to the enemy base and just, hit that tower once, have it go down, and kill it off. It's just it's free gold laying around, standing around. Or maybe otherwise we are gonna see RoX deny it, but denying a tier 3 tower is actually quite troublesome. It's definitely something that, it stands between your enemy and your barracks. It's pretty important safety measure that you want to rather keep than see go to waste. But then again, one siege creep and he's dead.
Yeah, one like any creep, basically, in the tower is dead. 10 HP is absolutely nothing. The push is going to come, though, and...
Who gets there first? Oh, they stop.
Bane's just going to go for the die, yeah.
Here comes the Sentry Ward, and it is going to be the melee racks that they go for. Perhaps. They have the chance. That's a fake. Oh, that is a fake Doom target. In comes a Fiend's Grip. Up on Moon. Hold in position. 3-second stun. Is there going to be enough damage in the meantime? G gets himself back to base with the Shadow Blade. Nobody actually dies. The time-lapse just gets all the damage away from Moon again. Because there was no G bashing on him while he was Fiend's Grip. That was kind of a waste. In comes a stun up by Cheshire Cat. Doesn't really do that much or doesn't really open up for anything else. Moon, even though he's only missing 13 attack damage, he is fearless in the face of the ranged racks. We'll be taking those down as the melee racks will drop as well. Fortification still used. In comes the Reality Drift. Cheshire Cat, 3-second stun. In comes the Disruption. Holding him safe. Nice Alchemist stun up on 2. Racks will still drop though, and this might actually be the exit. Moon. He's still around. I'm not sure why. He still has the Aegis actually. That's why. And he is gonna be trying to go for it. In comes the Song. Gonna allow everybody to back off. They're not gonna waste the Aegis right now. They're just gonna let everybody escape and go home. They got what they came for, they got the racks. They needed to defend their tier 3 tower on the bottom lane because Nature's Prophet was doing a good job split pushing there. Although, thinking about that, he is the one with the mechanism. And RoX.KIS, if you're fighting a fight, you kind of need that mechanism.
Yeah, they want that mech, obviously. I don't know, they're kind of in a weird spot right now. They're lost to the melee racks in the top lane now for RoX. And that was like every spell from both teams being thrown out, but Doom was completely wasted. So if they couldn't win that fight when Doom wasn't utilized to any effect at all, it's probably not a good sign that they're going to win another fight, especially with more gold going the way of Power Rangers. They didn't really lose anything at all for that push. Everyone survived and was able to teleport out, and they got the melee racks down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Power Rangers go to bottom lane. They're going to keep it up and just go for that last tier too.
Well, free gold, I'd say, because I don't think that RoX.KIS is going to try to defend it. Maybe they'll try to take the tier 2 on the top lane in return. I mean, I think they might be able to. The downside of Tron going for that mechanism is, of course, that he doesn't really have any damage items just yet to try and help his split push a little bit along, but he might get somewhere. But yeah, they can't defend their tier 2. It's just no chance.
Yeah, it's really tough for them to do anything in these fights. They're not that far behind, but they are behind, and Power Rangers have a really good team fight. That's what's really been hurting them thus far. So we'll see exactly if they're going to be able to get the good initiation off and maybe take a hero down. But FNG is playing so well on this Shadow Demon, just staying back and disrupting Cheshire Cat anytime they initiate on him. Here we go again with the Chaos Knight Illusion trying to bait another Doom.
Yol is already dead. Bursted down, Demonic Purge and Doom helping out. 4-second stun still up on Shadow Demon, but nobody comes in to try and take him down. They're already on the racks. In comes a stun from the Alchemist. He knows he needs to go in, gets ensnared at the moment that he tries. BCZ will be taken down instead. BKB turned on by G. Can he actually find a target? Nope. Shadow Blades and runs. And that's gonna be another racks down, including the ranged racks. Buyback there from Io. Tries to help something here as G walks forward, gets himself a stun up on the Shadow Demon. But, I mean, look at that. That's just a melted Alchemist. He does buy back, but what can he do? In comes a boat. Boat misses. That's at least something. ZXC getting Fiend's Grip. Where's the damage? Needs some damage. In comes a stun. Disruption comes there as well. And in comes the Song. Of course, they give a way out for ZXC. He should be able to run from that fairly fine. In comes the Phantasm looking for Cheshire Cat. Cheshire Cat who at least helps taking down the tower. Moon has no time-lapse anymore, but has still got the Aegis. Not anymore. He has burnt the Aegis as Chaos Knight goes down for the second time this fight. Alchemist, he already went down once. Doesn't want to go down again. Tries to run for it. Yol, why are you there? You don't have a way out. You die. G lives. That's at least something. But I think that we're going to see the GG call very soon because there's no way that RoX.KIS can defend their racks. They just get killed off every time they try. Goblak will use his Ghost Step to try and get away. It looks like he is going to be lucky enough to get away, but his melee racks are dead. His range racks are dead. He comes in a snare. Tron locked in position. Go Black, or G rather, yeah, dies again. There goes a gem at least. He gets Shadow Demon, but this is Mega Creeps.
Yeah, they're getting things. They're getting some of these kills on Power Rangers as they're on their way out, but they're going up against Mega Creeps now. It's 26 minutes in. No one on their team is anywhere near farmed enough to be able to even push against Mega Creeps at this point. So that's pretty much going to be it. They're just not calling it, I guess. They're going to force Power Rangers to actually go and throw it on respawn, I guess.
Looks like it.
But yeah, it's pretty much over.
Doom still gets taken down as well, Moon as well. So indeed, they will try to hold on with the Mega Creeps there. Quite brave, might I add. Do you think they have a chance if they go just all mid, see what happens?
No, not even a little bit. They don't have anyone that can fight against these Mega Creeps realistically. None of them are tanky enough to have like even lifesteal or enough damage to survive against them.
A Dagon on Shadow Demon.
Yeah, he's kind of farmed. Don't worry about it.
With the Dagon. It's fine.
He's got Medallion and Dagon. Like it's good synergy. You lower their armor and then you deal magic damage to them.
Yeah, and of course, I mean, he is now a proper kill stealer. He's actually got 9 kills.
9, 5, and 13.
He's
yeah,
got
he's doing
the
pretty
highest
well for
amount
himself.
of kills in the game together with his teammate, the Doom. Yeah, it's pretty good for a Shadow Demon. They're gonna go again for soon.
He's done pretty well for himself, and they're grouping up now. I guess they can just run up the middle lane, but things are pretty much over here, and Power Rangers winning I don't think is necessarily what people would have expected.
Power Rangers winning? I know, I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting RoX to take it all, actually.
I mean, it's a pretty strong lineup. It has a lot of the players from RoX always, and then they have GoBlock and G standing in, who are also both pretty well known and good players, so makes sense that you would think they do well, but IC Cup is a pretty good team as well. We've seen them beat lots of teams that people wouldn't have expected, including VP.
True.
So, and that's where those guys are going, G and GoBlock.
Yeah.
Here's the initiation, though.
Here comes the song. In comes the boat. Well, the boat still hits up on 3. Fiend's Grip up on ZXT, but I don't think it matters. Disruption will be there to hold him safe. Yul dies. GoBlock dies probably in just a moment. The GG is called. That's gonna be it. That's gonna be Power Rangers winning. And that means that the grand finals will be between Power Rangers and the winner of the winner's bracket. That I won't spoil in this match, but I will spoil it right after this game is over. And I will also tell you exactly where you should go to watch the grand finals, which will happen at 17:40-ish. And which will be a best of 3, by the way. Any last words on this stream, by the way, Knaz?
No, I think...
Shoutouts, plugins?
Yeah, shout out to myself.
There we go. Shout out to Knaz. For co-casting, of course, as well. That was very nice. It's been a while. And it's always better to have 2 people than 1.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a while. I haven't cast even since really the International.
Yeah. It's not good, not good. But today that all has changed, and of course a lot of things are starting up again today, and this week in general. Of course EMS starts again, Star Ladder starts again, etc, etc, etc. So we're gonna have ourselves the grand final soon. On this stream you'll be able to watch Star Ladder, but on Knaz's stream you'll be able to watch the grand final. Stick around to know where exactly that is. Actually I can already say that. That's twitch.tv/KnazTA. So make sure you check that out, and I'll be right back.